All right, next up is Baylor at number 21 Cincinnati, 4 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2. The storyline to know is Cincinnati is clinging to a share of first place right now in what is, of course, as it is always, a wide-open Big 12 conference. Right now, Cincinnati and BYU are tied for first place in the Big 12. After the previous favorite to win the conference, Texas Tech, they suffered their first loss of the year to Arizona State. So with Texas Tech losing, all of a sudden the Big 12 is thrown into chaos, as it always is every single year. The Cougars right now are undefeated overall at 7-0, the BYU Cougars. And the Bearcats are undefeated in conference play with a 4-0 record. Their only loss of the year came out of conference in Week 1 against Nebraska. Cincinnati has rattled off 6 straight wins since that loss to Nebraska and is looking to make it 7 in a row this week against a Baylor team that is desperate to stay relevant in the Big 12 race right now with a 4-3 record on the year.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, just think about what we would be saying about the Bearcats had they pulled off that first game against Nebraska. And I thought the game plan played a part in them losing that. I thought they could have just stuck with the run game for all of it and controlled the pace of that game and won it. But think about where we would be at if they were undefeated as well as BYU, right? So I think we can't forget about this Cincinnati team. They're in first place. They've got a winnable game here, but Baylor's always game, especially with their passing attack and Sawyer Robertson, and they're still trying to make a bowl game despite some other things not going their way this season. The loss to TCU last week, but Cincinnati's got some serious momentum going in a red-hot offense.
A red-hot offense led by a red-hot quarterback in Brendan Sorsby, one of the highest-graded quarterbacks in the country right now. Dalton, you're going to talk more about him and that Cincinnati offense.
For sure. Sorsby's a big factor in it, but the heart and soul of this Cincinnati team is their run game. And honestly, even when they finished last year on a 5-game losing streak, they discovered that they can really run the football. They had a lot of success with that. They just needed more receivers to balance it out. You know, this Cincinnati team in the run game, they have the highest impact run blocking percentage in the country. Basically, a percentage of run plays where you get a positive grade somewhere on your offensive line. Over 55% of the time that's happening for Cincinnati. They're one of the best run blocking units in the country. And the first thing that you have to worry about, aside from Brendan Sorsby and the passing game and Cyrus Allen and all the new receivers and all of that, you have to worry about stopping outside zone running. When you talk about, NFL teams doing this, all those guys in the Shanahan tree, right? Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay and Kevin O'Connell and all those guys that run that system, that's what you're talking about with this Cincinnati offense. When you look at their outside zone running, they run it at the 5th highest rate in the country. They're 21st in rushing grade. They're the second best blocking team, run blocking, when it comes to outside zone runs, and they're second in explosive runs. This is where it starts. When you look at Cincinnati early in games, they get in the pistol. This is what they want to establish. Anybody who watches this team at all in depth knows they want to run the football. It's Tawi Walker, the Thunder, the physical back. It's Evan Pryor, the Lightning with the quick feet. And then it's Brendan Sorsby getting into different concepts at that point with the read option, with the bootleg game coming off of it. When you look at the core of this Cincinnati offense, that's what it looks like, is a Kyle Shanahan sort of offense. Outside zone, work off of it. Then when defense is starting to widen out, then you talk about them getting in the shotgun or in some other looks and getting into the inside run game. And we saw this against Iowa State. What happened first? Outside zone, stress the edges, right? Then they're adjusting. Then Iowa State wants to widen out and mess with the front. Okay, we've got answers for that too on the inside. It's a diverse run game with 3 legitimate options and a darn good offensive line to go with it.
There's people in the chat right now, our guy Short Plus and Drake, are saying they should dress up as me and you for Halloween. I think they're in the same area because they're both Arizona State fans.
If you want to. I
appreciate Drake saying, I want to be, I call dibs on Max immediately.
Oh, I get that. I don't want to dress up as me either, honestly. I don't blame them.
Short Plus is saying he will shave his head, though, to do it.
Oh, wow.
We need this to happen. We need also someone to dress up as Producer Eli in the Arizona area.
They don't know what he looks like.
That's true.
That's the problem.
That's true.
Just dress up as what they think.
The voice of God, yeah.
Dress up as what they think Eli would look like based on his voice.
You just need some headphones and a microphone.
That'd be elite if they did.
And a computer.
That's incredible stuff right there. All right, I'll get to the Baylor offense right now. And someone in the chat actually pointed out this is going to be a really fun quarterback game. I agree. These are two quarterbacks that Brandon Sorsby's been incredible this year, and Baylor really relies on Sawyer Robertson right now. Sawyer Robertson leads the nation in passing yards and passing touchdowns this year. If Cincinnati is going to have any success in this game with their pass defense is going to be because of their coverage unit. They have a very solid 87 coverage grade this year. That's 43rd in the country. It's also because Cincinnati has a glaring weakness with their pass rush right now. The second worst pressure rate in the Power 4 at only 24% this year. Normally, that would spell trouble against a quarterback in Sawyer Robertson, who I mentioned before, leads the nation in passing yards, leads the nation in passing touchdowns this year. But really, Dalton, the reality is Sawyer Robertson has not been that effective from within a clean pocket this year. Only a 73.6 passing grade from a clean pocket. That's 101st among all quarterbacks in college football. 10 big-time throws from a clean pocket and 9 turnover-worthy plays from a clean pocket this year too. Those 9 turnover-worthy plays from a clean pocket are the 4th most in the entire FBS. The redshirt senior in Sawyer Robertson is also 93rd in the country in passing grade against zone coverage this year, and that could be a big issue because Cincinnati runs zone coverage at the 6th highest rate in the Power 4. Cincinnati plays zone coverage over 80% of the time right now. Now, I will say, one advantage that Baylor might have with their passing game is with their tight end in Michael Trigg. We gave him the John Mackey Award in our midseason awards as the best tight end in college football. He currently leads the FBS this year with 495 receiving yards at tight end. And Cincinnati has allowed 383 receiving yards to tight ends this year. That's the 9th most in the country right now. So Michael Trigg could be massive in this game for Baylor's offense, but Sawyer Robertson's got to be better from a clean pocket and against zone coverage because Cincinnati will probably give him a lot of clean pockets, but also play a lot of zone coverage in this game.
Inconsistent accuracy from Robertson, and you're right, Trigg is dangerous on the outside. I think the two guys I want to bring up also, because if there's one place that you do want to attack Cincinnati, and they've been better lately, but is outside at cornerback with Logan Wilson and Matt McDoom. I think when you look at the two guys that line up on the outside for Baylor, Josh Cameron and Ashton Hawkins, those are the guys, too, that need to make a big difference in this game. I don't love Baylor's run game, to be honest with you, in this game with Bryson Washington against a really good Cincinnati run defense. Jake Golday at linebacker. Antoine Peak always coming up, helping at safety. Plays a very big role in the middle of that defense. So I think Sawyer Robertson is going to have to win this game with his arm. I think Trigg, Cameron, and Hawkins are the 3 guys they would have to do it with on the outside.
Torpa saying his untalented stepson will be Eli in the Halloween.
Oh, wow.
Just dye his hair orange is all you got to do.
Orange? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Eli's a redhead, right?
I guess, yeah.
No.
Okay, no. I don't
Incorrect.
Know. Incorrect. I don't know what you're looking
Strawberry
at.
blonde.
What?
This is how I know those glasses don't work. I don't know.
He's a redhead.
He says it's strawberry blonde. Which
sure,
I don't know.
sure.
I don't know what that means actually,
sure, Eli.
but
yeah.
I'm just going with what he's telling me. I don't know what that means exactly.
Actually, I took out my IFB, so I can't even hear.
Oh, okay, it's good.
I don't even have the voice of God.
He gets through your segment and then he just ignores you the rest of the show. I got you.
The IFB annoys me in the ear.
Worry.
I'm like, if I could take it out now, we're done with the DraftKings segment.
How dare you silence Eli?
I did silence
How
Eli
dare
right
you.
now. I did silence.
I'm
him.
just going to
He's
talk
probably
over him
cursing
the
me
rest
out
of the
right
show,
now.
Dalton.
I don't even know. I don't even know.
Jeez.
Ultimately, Dalton, who will win this huge Big 12 game between Cincinnati and Baylor?
I do think Baylor, much like Kansas, especially earlier in the year, gives Cincinnati a different challenge on defense because they can challenge them on the outside, right? So I do think this is actually going to be a close, relatively high-scoring game. I do think Baylor's going to have their opportunities, and they're high-flying. They're going to be in high-scoring games every week. But Cincinnati's ability to run the ball on a Baylor defense that has maybe gotten a little better as the season has gone on in the front seven, especially with Jackie Marshall getting healthy from his early season injury. But I still think Cincinnati can control this with the run game. I like him as the home team. I think their secondary is going to be challenged. And you mentioned the lack of pass rush. That's really just the structure of the defense because they run the same defense as Iowa State with Tyson Veit coming from over there. But it is still the case that Sawyer Robertson is going to get opportunities to throw the football downfield. That said, Cincinnati 31, Baylor 27.
I have Cincinnati as well. I have a little bit bigger, 34-24. I think both quarterbacks will have plenty of clean pockets to work with in this game. Sorsby has proven he could be able to take advantage of them right now more than Sawyer Robertson has, which I think leads to Cincinnati continuing their undefeated record in the Big 12 with a 10-point win over Baylor at home. So 34-24, I have Cincinnati over Baylor, and Cincinnati continues to take hold of first place, at least tie for first place right now in the Big 12.